So greetings and welcome to the channel. I'm back at it again, and this time it's a follow-up to a video I did where I was kind of bringing a little bit of awareness to a really annoying glitch that seems to be happening primarily for Xbox users as it pertains to Tekken 8. So what I'm going to show you is additional clips that I've edited together that further illustrate the absolute nonsense that this is. Now, a few of the comments that I've had on that prior video, I did get a comment or two from folk that experienced the same thing, and one that even experienced it on PlayStation 5. I did share that video onto my X or Twitter account, but because ultimately I'm not internationally known, I am not Main Man Swee, I'm not Mike Hollow, I am not Fiddy X, I'm not Button Check, I'm not any of these, I'm not Arsenal Ash, so you get my point. So if any of those people experienced anything like that and it was shown on their platforms, this would probably be gaining a lot more attention. So I'm just doing my part because, you know, as you're seeing on the screen right now, I'm going to be showing it full screen, you know, at certain points in the video. It's absolutely nonsense. I sent one of the videos to my friend before I started recording just now. And I was like, I made a joke, and it was kind of funny and sad at the same time that I can't go into Tekken Lounge, I can't do a player match, I can't do a rank match, but they made damn sure that I can go to the Tekken shop. I just found that hilarious. You know what I mean? And see, the thing is, you know, in lieu of everything that's been going on with Tekken 8 Season 2, and I did post a video you know, talking about the upcoming emergency patch. I appreciated everybody that tuned in for that one and left your comments. You know, between the issues of, you know, the very well-known issues of the game itself, and then now with me dealing with this bullshit glitch where I can't even go online even if I really wanted to, you know, it's gotten me to the point where I'm in a very indifferent mood. Because I've gained a lot of subscribers, and but it was mostly, well, actually it was because of a video I posted on April 4th, I believe it was, for Tekken 8, explaining the hows and the whys of what's going on with the franchise. You know, and I just, you know, I would like to live stream to my audience that I've gathered over the last couple of weeks. But it's like I have no confidence that the game Tekken 8 is going to allow me to even go online. So, you know, I'll still put out content, but this whole thing just has me very much indifferent. You know, that's a place you don't ever want to be. You know, the fact that I'm not gaining happiness and I'm not getting upset. It's just, it's like whatever. And in those videos I've posted to my channel, I've talked about what the game is, what it's become, but I haven't really talked about how I feel about the game. And maybe for those that give a shit, that want to hear me out, I appreciate it. This is going to be, I don't think this is going to be really much of a rant in the rant sense. It just means just speaking my truth. And, you know, I'm very much at that point where I don't care whether or not I win or lose at this game, because this game was never designed for people like myself. And when I say people like myself, I mean people that have a lot of years in this franchise. I have 30 years, 30 years. I want to emphasize that. I'm 44 years old. I've spent over half my life playing in this game, competing in this game, getting frustrated, spending money to go to events. You name it, I've done it. And at this point, seeing what this franchise has become, you know, I got frustrated just like you. You know, and at this point now, I just accept it for what it is. It is a game that is targeted specifically for low-level casuals, because there are a lot more casuals than there are top elite players when it comes to the Tekken franchise. And that's good from a business standpoint. You know, the casuals are, in fact, the lifeblood of any competitive game. It's just, you know, the mechanics of this game are just so far skewed to casual. I'm just kind of like, I don't even care anymore. And then again, just to come back the circle to this, you know, now I'm dealing with a bullshit systematic glitch that doesn't even allow me to efficiently experience the game online. I mean, my friend actually said, shit, maybe Michael Murray banned you or something. And I'm like, you know, who knows? Maybe I am fucking banned. You know, I mean, I didn't come at Murray in a disrespectful way. He doesn't even know who I am. The only thing I've ever messaged Murray and the Tekken developers really was the video highlighting the glitch, and I will be doing so with this video. But also just my argument to include Lei Wulong for Tekken 8. That was really everything that I've done from a social media standpoint toward Michael Murray. So who knows? I don't know. But it is kind of odd that I can't go to Tekken Lounge. I can't do anything online. And if I do manage to get through, it's almost like a miracle. You know, it's like the ratio of me getting through to an online mode in Tekken 8 right now. It's very, very small. And it's like, I'm just like, at this point, you know, with that, and then how Tekken 8 is currently, you know, this game is exactly what the developers wanted. And, you know, I can tell you this right now. The only reason, and it is my belief, but the only reason why we are even getting a patch on the 17th of April and even another one come May is because of the outrage and the backlash that the smaller hardcore audience of the franchise, but they're very vocal. And if it wasn't for you guys, you know, content creators and such, and raising a fuss about what's going on with season 2, I guarantee you, there are very few things I'm sure of, but this I'm 1 billion% sure. These 2 patches that's coming up would not even be existing, because season 2 Tekken is exactly what the development team wanted. And, you know, this is not something that was done on accident, you know, and at this point, I think instead of bashing your collective heads against the wall, figuratively, you know, just accept the bullshit for what it is. I have. And it's like, if I could get on ranked, I could go from, I think my rank right now is battle ruler or some shit like that. I could drop all the way down to warrior and I would give 0 fucks about it, because I recognize that at any point in time, I can come across some halfway average player, but is really utilizing the mechanics in this game to augment the lack of ability that they have, but I'm fighting against the mechanics that are so supercharged that there's only but so much that I can do as a human being. It's like there's only so many times I can guess a 50-50 right. And the same goes for you and anybody else watching this. You can only guess a 50-50 but so many good times. And, you know, and I know, I guess this is turning into a rant, but you know something, I don't care. I'm just very frustrated. You know, now, you know, I'm bouncing between the way the game is, and I'm also dealing with this bullshit glitch that's on Xbox. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, yo, I can't even win. You know, I cannot even win. I can't even go online. Like, this is such bullshit, man. Like, it really is. And it's a shame to see the game devolve into what it is now. You know, once upon a time, you know, even I was a casual scrub once upon a time, a long time ago. And I can remember when I was in the lab, you know, with Lei way back in Tekken 3, and I wanted to understand all the stances, how to get to them, the transitions, all that stuff. And, you know, I practiced with intent. And as I got better, I felt like I was getting better. I felt like I was earning my success, if that makes any sense. In this game, it just feels like I can't imagine somebody learning this game and actually believing, well, maybe it's possible, but I feel like it's less to do with the character and your level of progression. And it's more to do with the mechanics that's actually in this game that's giving a lot of low-level players a false sense of progression. Because it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're constantly being put in forced 50-50 situations, you can be Arslan Ash or the great me himself. Even they will guess wrong. And, you know, when your game becomes a flip of a coin, I don't believe that there is a measurable level of progression, because all I have to do is guess right. That's it. Guessing right is like, okay, well, I flip a coin. Oh, I won. That's what it is. Now, there might be some pushback. There might be some people that might argue against this, and that's fine. But right now you have a guy, at this point, I don't even know if this video even has a direction. It's just me. I'm fucking annoyed. I'm pissed off. Because it's like, it's one thing to deal with a game, a franchise that has 1000% went to the extreme on one end, focusing on casuals. And then it's another to deal with essentially what I would refer to as a game-breaking glitch that prevents me from even experiencing online functionality at all. So when you factor both of these things right now, I am very, very upset. And, but at the same time, there's a part of me, like I said, I'm indifferent. So that's why I'm not super ragey right now. It's like, I'm bothered, but it's like, what else is new? Like, what else is going to happen? You know? So I just want to say, while I may have somebody listening here, I don't have a problem with the casuals, because as I've said in prior videos, and who knows, maybe there might be 30 people that might watch this video. I don't know. I doubt this will go viral. I really doubt it, because at this point I'm just talking, you know. But for those of you that's still sticking around, I'm sure you have your own frustrations, and I would love to hear about it in the comment section. You know, let's compare frustrations. Let's compare issues. Because right now, I'm just sharing what my issues are right now with this franchise, and it's a lot. You know, I don't have a problem with making a game accessible. What I have a problem with is the comeback mechanics that essentially rewards a player for being bad. Let's just call it like it is. You know, in fact, I think I just hit the nail on the head just now in real time. Tekken 8 rewards players for being bad players. I think that's $1 million statement right there. I think if I could throw away this entire 14.5-minute video and just say that Tekken 8 rewards players for being bad players, because the feeling of progression and getting better is almost, you don't need to, because the mechanics of the game all but augment the bad or low level player into being better than he or she really is. Because if you were to take those same players and have them play the older Tekkens, I can guarantee you they would most likely get completely obliterated. But because of the way the mechanics are set up in this game, it 100% rewards low-level players. And, you know, and it doesn't surprise me when I think about it, why there's so many oppressive moves, why there's such a focus on aggression. Because a lot of times in my past, whenever I see a low-level player, they like to mash buttons. If you notice it, it's very rare I've come across a beginner level player who's never played Tekken before at all that have a more measured approach. They're like literally pressing buttons. They're being aggressive by definition. It's not a calculated aggression, but when I look at that and juxtapose that with how the franchise is currently, I'm like, okay, I see it. And it doesn't matter if I like it or don't like it. It's just, this is the game that we have. Just like the fucking glitch done deal on Xbox. I can't play the game online. It is what it is. I can bitch and complain about it and keep trying to get online. Or I can just play Street Fighter 6, which I've always, honestly, by comparison, I've always had more fun with Street Fighter 6 than I've had with Tekken 8. Surprising to me as well, and I'm looking forward to Fatal Fury. So I think I say this part to say gamers in the fighting genre have viable options. I've heard that Mortal Kombat 1 is in a better place now. You got Street Fighter 6. You have Fatal Fury right around the corner. Virtua Fighter 6 is looming around the corner as well. So I think there's going to be a possible exodus of players that are just going to say deuces to Tekken 8 and go elsewhere. In fact, I fucking seen a very recent video of Arslan Ash doing pretty well using the character Vox, 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 in Fatal Fury. And, there's more to the gaming world than just Tekken. And I know that's just kind of like, we know that, duh. But there's some people out there, the way they approach Tekken is like it's the only fighting game out there. It might be your preferred fighting game, but how long are you going to keep bashing your head against the wall if that's what you're doing, figuratively speaking, and hoping and praying that the devs are going to come save you and put out a patch that's going to make the game more in line with legacy titles? Because it's not going to happen. Tekken 8 in its current form is exactly what the devs wanted. And they wanted Jack 8 to have that stupid jumping move. They want King to be absolutely brain dead broken and having, as far as I'm concerned, King doesn't have any real weaknesses. He doesn't have no real significant weaknesses. King can literally do what the fuck he wants to do. And there are other characters that's like that. So they want the game to be like this. So it's like, me, unless I'm playing my friend in a player match, which I can't even do anymore, apparently, because he and I were of the same generation of player. But at this point, I just look at this game and I'm like, it is what it is. This is what we got. This is what we're working with, and it's just funny to me, right? I'll bring it up again that, I can't access any online modes to play the game, but I can always seem to get into the Tekken shop. I mean, that shit is next level. I'm looking forward to these upcoming patches. It'll be good content to create. And so, I don't know. I guess that's just what I feel about this game, is that this game was never designed for the advanced, elite, or avid player. This game was designed with the intent to market to the casual demographic, because Namco has access to data that you and I do not have access to. Even if you are a top player, even if you're like a pretty well-known social media member, Namco in their company has access to data that we don't have. And I know for a fact that a lot of those low-level casuals, they're not really jacked into the Tekken matrix, so to speak. These are players, a lot of them, that probably never heard of a button check. They probably never heard of an Arslan Ash. They just log in every now and then, mash their buttons, and then go about the rest of their day. So I think that there are players in the community that they may find that the notion of them of there being players out there that don't go on YouTube, that don't know the top players, it's almost like that can't be. But they exist, and these are the players, these are the people that Namco wanted to focus on, and so it is what it is. I think I'm gonna leave off here. I appreciate anybody that has decided to listen to me yap on, and also I got these damn hiccups. But also, if you are experiencing this glitch, this very bullshit glitch, please message me in the comment section. I would love to have your comments, and maybe we can kind of raise some more awareness to this to see if we can get this fixed, whatever this is. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I have some pretty solid content. Damn, some pretty solid content. And with that, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go and edit this and get this out probably by April 16th. Anyway, take care. Peace.